Good evening, everyone, and welcome. I'm Hala Malamag, President and CEO of the Woodruff Arts Center, home to the Alliance Theater, the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra, and I'm getting a lot of feedback. Is that just me, or you guys can hear it too? Okay, let's try this again. Okay, so I'm Hala Malamag, President and CEO of the Woodruff Arts Center, and we are home, as I think you know, to the Alliance Theater, the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra, and the High Museum of Art. And each year, this gathering brings together the visionaries who helped shape Atlanta's future, all who care deeply about the continued growth and vitality of our city. And it's an honor once again to welcome you to our campus. The Arts Center has long believed that the arts are essential to a thriving city. Earlier this year, we opened 2 new spaces created with Atlanta's youth in mind, the Gazweta Stage for Youth and Families and the PNC Play Space. And these spaces are designed to spark imagination and creativity and to make the arts accessible to families across the city. It's an investment in the next generation and reflects Mayor Dickens' clear priority of creating opportunities for Atlanta's youth. We are, as always, deeply grateful to the Coca-Cola Company and the Foundation for their continued partnership and for all they do to strengthen our community. But before we begin, I'd like to recognize a few of our distinguished guests. John Murphy, President and Chief Financial Officer of the Coca-Cola Company. Carol That's good. We should clap for all these people. And the next person is very special too. It's Carol Tomei and her colleagues from the Atlanta Committee for Progress. Members of the Atlanta City Council and the Mayor's Cabinet. Members of the Atlanta Judiciary and Consular Corps, and of course all of our city, county, and state elected officials, and, okay, good, yes, that's for them too, and to all the business and civic leaders that are joining us here tonight. So thank you for being here. We really appreciate it. We know everyone in this room has a lot of heart for Atlanta. And the final thing I want to say is I want to congratulate Mayor Andre Dickens on his re-election. Applause for that. His leadership continues to guide Atlanta forward, and we are honored to host the program this evening. Enjoy.
Please welcome Lindsay Street Baptist Church pastor to the stage for the invocation, Reverend Anthony A.W. Motley.
As we bow. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, Thou who hast brought us thus far on our way, Thou who hast by Thy might led us into the light, keep us forever in the path we pray. Thank you, Lord, for the city of Atlanta, Georgia, birthplace of Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. Thank you for the city of the prophets, King, Vivian, Larry, Lewis, Young, and so many others. The great political legacies of Hartsfield, Allen, Jackson, Young, Campbell, Franklin, Reed, Bottoms, and our current most able mayor, Mayor Andre Dickens. City of Maynard Holbrook Jackson, our first African-American mayor, Lord, who set the moral barometer for Atlanta for all times by designating Atlanta as a city too busy to hate, a city so busy loving that it finds, Lord, no time to hate, so busy showing compassion that it finds no time for contempt, so busy healing that Atlanta has no time to hurt, harm, or hinder. So busy lifting those at the bottom up, that putting them down is never a consideration. So busy educating and elevating and integrating that there are no thoughts of segregating. Permit now, Father in heaven, your blessings and the exceptional favor that you have so graciously shown this uniquely racial, religious, and regionally diverse southern city, and the faith you have invested in her to represent Christ and the kingdom. For some of us, Allah and Yahweh for our Muslim and Jewish sisters and brothers, or those who offer prayers or pledge their allegiance to no deity at all. Permit, kind Heavenly Father, the blessings of your favor to continue falling down upon this city, we pray. That will be too busy loving to hate, loving those in our beloved city, but also loving your children in Tehran, Iran, and Beirut, Lebanon, and Caracas, Venezuela, and Havana, Cuba, and Kyiv, Ukraine. We owe you, Lord, so much for these exceptional blessings, for a city that's in a nation with a heavenly inspired constitution. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men and women are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator, our Creator, with certain inalienable rights. Among them are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, a debt we cannot pay since we lack the spiritual and moral resources to do so. A debt, however, Lord, not just of gratitude, but a debt of unwavering, unflinching, and unceasing servitude for the bounty of blessings you have bestowed upon us, to finish the unfinished business of bridging the ever-widening gap between the rich and the poor, between the white and the black, brown, red, and yellow, the gap that you, our blessed Savior, the Christ of Nazareth, instructed and inspired us to close completely when you said, inasmuch as you have lovingly done it unto the least of these my needy ones, you've done it unto me. Now, Lord, Bless this mayor, Mayor Andre Dickens. Bless him to see you more clearly, to love you more dearly, and to follow you more nearly, to lead this city throughout his tenure to become more and more akin to that beloved city Dr. and Mrs. Coretta Scott King talked about so much, to walk in the spirit of the prophet Micah, who raised the question, "What doth the Lord require of me?" Answering immediately, he said, "Do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly with our God." Give him individually and give us collectively the compassion, the competence, and the courage to walk in the spirit of those prophets and stand up against tyranny and tyrants, Russian tyrants, North Korean tyrants, Chinese tyrants, and this American tyrant. And let them and him know that we serve a God who wants us to beat our swords into plowshares, our B-1 bombers into bridges of brotherhood, our spears into pruning hooks. Where nation does not lift up sword against nation, neither will they learn war anymore. Bless Mayor Dickens and us to be all that you ordained Atlanta to be. Lest our feet stray from the places, our God, where we met thee. Lest our hearts, drunk with the wine of the world, we forget thee. Shadowed beneath thy hand, may we forever stand true to our God, true to our native land, in the name of the peasant preacher from Nazareth. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the presentation of flags and the Pledge of Allegiance by the Honor Guard of the Atlanta Fire Rescue, followed by the national anthem.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land the free, and the hope of the brave.
Please welcome Chief Executive Officer of UBS, current member and past president of the Atlanta Committee for Progress, Carol Tomei.
Well, good evening, everyone. It's wonderful to be here, and it's an honor to represent the Atlanta business community. Atlanta has always been a place where business and community rise together. Mayor Dickens likes to call this a group project, and he's exactly right. No single sector, public, private, or nonprofit, can build a thriving city alone. But when we work side by side, Atlanta becomes unstoppable. We clearly see that in the mayor's One Safe City agenda. Public safety is foundational to economic vitality, to tourism, to talent recruitment, and to the confidence that fuels investment. In 2025, Atlanta business helped more than 6,500 young people participate in the Summer Youth Employment Program, giving them skills, opportunity, and a pathway to success. Yeah, that's awesome. I know, it's really awesome. And through the partnership between the city, the Atlanta Police Foundation, and the business community, we raised $118 million to open the new Atlanta Public Safety Training Center. Yeah, this is what collaboration looks like. A safer Atlanta is a stronger Atlanta, and it keeps our city competitive on the global stage, especially as we prepare to welcome the world for the FIFA World Cup. Yeah, I know it. We also see the power of partnership in the mayor's $5.1 billion Neighborhood Reinvestment Initiative. This is one of the most ambitious reinvestment efforts in our city's history, focused on housing, transit, parks, infrastructure, and commercial development in neighborhoods that have waited far too long for reinvestment. With $1.3 billion dedicated to affordable housing and $88 million to support small businesses and commercial corridors, this initiative is creating new pathways to prosperity. The business community is proud to stand with the city as MARTA undergoes leadership transformation and as philanthropic partners like Hope Atlanta help strengthen mobility and access. When we expand opportunity in every neighborhood, we expand Atlanta's economic future. Yes, we do. And we cannot talk about opportunity without talking about housing. Through the mayor's Atlanta Rising effort, corporate partners helped fund 500 rapid housing units last year alone. But that's part of more than $165 million raised to reduce homelessness and increase the supply of affordable housing. This is not just a moral imperative, it's an economic one. A city where people can afford to live is a city where businesses can grow. And at UPS, we believe deeply in this vision. Atlanta has been our home since 1994, and today more than 12,000 UPSers live and work in the metro region. Over the past 4 years, UPS and the UPS Foundation have invested $25 million in organizations that support workforce development, community safety, arts and culture, and entrepreneurship. And for more than 50 years, we've partnered with Atlanta Public Schools, supporting hands-on learning, addressing food insecurity, and standing with schools like Fickett Elementary as long-term neighbors. This year, we are especially proud to partner with the mayor on Showcase Atlanta, a citywide initiative designed to ensure that the economic impact of the World Cup reaches every corner of our community. As the exclusive presenting sponsor, UPS is helping elevate local small businesses through pop-ups, community watch parties, and storytelling that highlights the entrepreneurs who make Atlanta vibrant. The world will be watching this summer, and we want them to see the Atlanta that we know: innovative, diverse, creative, and full of possibility. Atlanta's success has always come from its ability to bring people together: business leaders, civic leaders, community advocates, and the residents who love this city. Mayor Dickens, his leadership has strengthened that tradition. He has invited us to the table, challenged us to think bigger, and reminded us that progress is something we build together. UPS is proud to be part of this group project. We are proud to call Atlanta home, and we are proud to stand with the mayor as you continue to build a strong, safer, more inclusive, and more prosperous city for us all. Let's give a big round of thanks to Mayor Dickens for what he's doing for our city. Let's keep moving Atlanta forward.
Looking at it today, it's hard to believe that Atlanta is a city built on the grave of itself, resurrected into the shining jewel of the South with a skyline literally gleaming with success. But that's just one of the Atlantas. The other Atlanta is still waiting for the promise of the Phoenix to rise up and restore the hope and opportunity denied by decades of separation and divisive leadership.
This is the chance that the strike force says we're going to do this together in a concerted effort.
For Mayor Andre Dickens, poverty is an emergency, and he has ordered his administration to create a new strike force, the Neighborhood Reinvestment Initiative, because, remarkably, where you live in Atlanta can actually mean the difference between life and death.
In fact, if you were to compare 30305 and 30318, neighborhoods that are just separated by 7 miles, there's a 20-year life expectancy gap between those neighborhoods. That illustrates the tale of two cities that we are working diligently to close to again ensure that every single Atlantan, everyone who calls the city home, has access to opportunity.
Chief of Staff Courtney English is leading Mayor Dickens' strike force.
Some neighborhoods in this city were divided. They were cut off. They have been divested in, and we're trying to ensure that every Atlantan lives in a healthy, whole, safe neighborhood where they can work their way up the economic ladder and ultimately live a choice-filled life.
Over the course of the mayor's first term, the city has been aggressively investing in both people and place.
Place-based investments means we're going to build parks, trails, green space. We're going to increase access to transit. We're going to ensure that we have high quality and reliable public infrastructure. We're going to make sure that we are building affordable housing. We're building grocery stores. We're building early childhood education centers in these specific neighborhoods.
And the impact has been stunning. The highest APS graduation rates in history. Violent crime down up to 34%. Homicides down 44%. Youth crime down 56%. Add to that Atlanta's historic AAA credit rating. 30,000 youth impacted through ATL Year of the Youth. 11,000 plus units of affordable housing, and much, much more.
We're going to continue to invest in programs like owner-occupied rehab, where they make sure our seniors can age in place in their homes in dignity, in the homes that they have called home for 20, 30, and sometimes 40 years. We're going to work really, really hard to invest in our young people and make sure they have access to high-quality early education options, that their parents have access to job training programs so that they can work their way up the economic ladder. While the challenges ahead of us are great, Atlanta has always been a city that has risen to the challenge. We have always taught the world how to deal with some of the most pressing issues facing our country. This is just another opportunity for us to meet this moment. There's nothing wrong with the city of Atlanta that can't be solved by what's right with the city of Atlanta.
Please welcome President and Chief Financial Officer of the Coca-Cola Company, John Murphy.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining me and my colleagues from the Coca-Cola Company, from our great partner Coca-Cola United, and indeed the Coca-Cola Foundation for the 2026 Mayor's State of the City Business Address. Each year, this event allows us to reflect on our shared progress in Atlanta, and this year allows us to recognize the impactful leadership of Mayor Dickens and his team. For 140 years now, our company, the Coca-Cola Company, has been proud to call Atlanta home. It's where, thank you. It's where we've grown as a company alongside the city and the community. And from our support to the community in multiple forms, for those in need, for colleges and universities, all the way through to investing in the array of cultural institutions, such as our host here this evening, the Woodruff Arts Centre. Atlanta is a remarkable place to live, to work, to do business, with a strong sense of history and nowadays a thriving cultural scene. I personally feel very lucky that my family and I are able to call Atlanta home. Mayor Dickens' Neighborhood Reinvestment Initiative is key to helping make Atlanta better for everyone. Its focus on creating opportunities through affordable housing, workforce development, and small business growth aligns closely with the Coca-Cola Company's and the Coca-Cola Foundation's long-standing commitment to this city. As Carol said, in just a few months' time, Atlanta will host the FIFA World Cup. And tonight, I'm very honored, on behalf of all of my colleagues, to announce that the Coca-Cola Foundation has committed $4.3 million as part of its World Cup Legacy program. These grants will support wonderful causes: the United Way of Greater Atlanta, Goodwill of North Georgia, the Latin America Association, City of Refuge, Hope Atlanta, and Partners for Home and Soccer in the Streets, a wonderful organization. The programs will help provide workforce training and certification for our youth, strengthen small businesses tied to the World Cup economy with skilled workers, and increase affordable housing options. In addition, the company has recently invested $6.9 million in support of behavior and mental health programs at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, the arts through the Atlanta Opera, and Partners for Home's Atlanta Rising campaign to end homelessness in Atlanta. And these efforts for the mathematicians are total over $11.2 million, and we're very proud to be associated with all of these wonderful causes. It's not just about the investment, though. Collaboration is key to driving progress. Mayor Dickens' Neighborhood Reinvestment Initiative is about ensuring that partners throughout Atlanta share resources and opportunity. Together, we're building a stronger, more connected Atlanta. And in closing, I want to thank Mayor Dickens for his impactful leadership and his commitment to this vision. The Coca-Cola Company, the Coca-Cola Foundation, and our partners are incredibly proud to work alongside you to keep Atlanta moving forward. Now, please turn your attention to the screen for a short video. Thank you very much.
I, Andre Dickens, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully discharge the duties of mayor of the city of Atlanta, so help me God.
Congratulations, Mayor Andre Dickens.
We launched phase 0 of Operation Clean Sweep. We are relaunching the Pothole Posse. We are taking the city to the river. Our Light Up the Night campaign is well underway. 60,000 working lights across this city. I am excited to announce the establishment of a nightlife division. My goal is to make Atlanta the best place in the nation to raise a child. We raised and invested more than $20 million in early childhood education. Every year is the year of the youth in Atlanta. The Atlanta public school system, we have the highest graduation rate ever at 90.5%. For the first time in our city's history, we now have a AAA bond rating. It's the highest the city has ever had. It's the highest that you can get. Public safety would be my top priority as your mayor, making sure that they have the tools that they need to serve our city. We're investing in new fire equipment and new fire stations. People are able to live when we bring down violent crime. We are building the state-of-the-art Atlanta Public Safety Training Center. We've lowered 911 caller wait times by 43%. We have extended bonuses, accelerated pay increases, and made significant cost of living adjustments for those who serve in our public safety agencies. Happy 404 Day, Atlanta. Affordable housing is my love language. Together, we will hit our goal of 20,000 units of affordable housing together. We've established a housing help center. The folks who need affordable housing are your teachers, your police, and firefighters. The single largest investment in homelessness in Atlanta's history. The Ralph David House. This is Bonnet Venture Wynwood Apartments. Welcome to the Melody. Melody, everybody! Azalea's Market. Azalea Fresh Market is now open, y'all. I'm inside of our new downtown grocery store right in the heart of downtown. We did it, y'all. No resident, none, should go hungry or wonder how they'll feed their family because of political gridlock.
Let's let it become a model for how we can create positive change across the city and build a healthier, more nourished, and stronger Atlanta.
We had been named the best place to live in the United States by Money Magazine, the best city in America for Generation Z. Bloomberg said that Atlanta has more going for it than any other U.S. metropolis.
I promise that in Atlanta, our love will look like something. Love looks like taking care of our youth and our seniors. Love looks like affordable homes and good schools. Love looks like clearing our streets of gangs and guns. Love looks like feeding the hungry and housing the homeless. Love looks like a diverse group project fighting for all people. And join me, Atlanta, in this fight, because we are a shining beacon of hope in this nation, a city where all feel welcome and all feel love.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand to your feet and give a rousing round of applause for the 61st Mayor of the City of Atlanta, Andre Dickens.
To be back here for the third straight year here at the beautiful Atlanta Symphony Hall. Let's give a warm thank you to Hala Mautamog and the Woodruff Art Center for their hospitality, everybody. And we also have to give a generous thank you to Coca-Cola and the Atlanta Committee for Progress for supporting this event every single year. Thank you, Coca-Cola. And thank you, Carol from UPS and all of the leaders that are here today. And I gotta give a shout out to the world's greatest city council and the new city council president, Marcy Collier Overstreet. City Council, will you please stand? To the members of the city council, please stand. Thank you all. I am so honored to start another term of 4 years working right alongside each of you. And to my predecessors, the former mayors that are here tonight, thank you for your continued service to this city. I see Ambassador Andrew Young is here right after his 94th birthday. Happy birthday, Ambassador Young. 94 years. Ambassador Young, the people are standing for you. All right, 94 years. Happy birthday, Ambassador Young. I was going to go to the Bahamas and come see you. You had a party. They said I had a speech to give. I was like, man. And I always have to just say thank you to my family and my close friends and everybody. Thank you for your love and your support. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate that. And to everyone here, all of the elected officials, the appointees, the judges, I see a number of them, our clergy, the city employees, and a great, oh yeah, city employees in the house. That's right, it's almost Friday. The paychecks are coming. And to the great citizens of Atlanta, thank you all for being here and welcome to the 2026 State of the City Address, everybody. So for the past 4 years, we have proven what we can do. We have invested in our people and our neighborhoods. And the group project has delivered results. We've been named a top 5 city for affordable housing production after building over 13,000 affordable housing units. Yeah, we can clap for affordable housing. We opened over 500 rapid housing units and provided services and care to those experiencing homelessness. We found jobs for over 20,000 young people and made historic investments in childhood education and youth programming. Graduation rates are the highest they've ever been in the city of Atlanta's history. We've brought down crime, homicides down 40%, shootings down 30%, and overall violent crime is down in Atlanta. We've opened new fire stations and invested in new fire equipment. We've spent $150 million on parks and green spaces. We've made the basic operations of government work better for you. We are picking up trash on time, paving our sidewalks and roads, improving our water system, adding bike lanes and trails, including the world-famous Atlanta Beltline. We've supported our artists, film productions, nightlife, international delegations, major corporations, labor unions, and small businesses from Cascade to downtown and beyond. We've achieved a AAA bond rating, and we also raised the city's minimum wage. And because of all that, I can without a doubt report to you that the state of our city is strong. And the source of that strength, it's the Atlanta Group Project. One of the things that I'm most proud of is that other cities are looking to duplicate our success. They're looking to Atlanta as the blueprint of how to do this work. And the first thing I tell them is that our success is because of the Group Project. Our motto for affordable housing through the Housing Strike Force is being duplicated. People come to us to find out how we make our rapid housing projects so successful. It's the Group Project. Mayors of other progressive cities ask me how they too can open a municipal grocery store. They see how our strategic partnerships produced the Azalea Market. I tell them that's our Group Project. I get asked about the Year of the Youth. I get asked about how we brought down crime. And it's the same answer. We do it as a group project. And when other cities want to know how to host major events, they look to Atlanta, the big group project. In just 89 days, the world is coming to Atlanta. Are you ready for the World Cup? We're excited to be on the world stage once again as a host city for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. And thanks to the Group Project, Atlanta is ready. Events like the World Cup demand collaboration and partnership. The City of Atlanta, the Atlanta Sports Council, MARTA, the Georgia World Congress Center, Mercedes-Benz Stadium, Atlanta Convention and Visitors Bureau, state and regional partners, Showcase Atlanta, and others have all worked in tandem so that we are ready to welcome the world. Now, I know you all have heard all of these successes before, but I can't help but brag about our great city. We poured our heart into this work. I hope you don't think that we're going to stop now, though, because there is more work to be done and there are more people to serve. But I gotta tell y'all something. We are at a moral crossroads. We are at a moral crossroads, y'all. The work is harder now. Everything is more expensive now. Federal funding, that support has dried up. So that means we have to do more on our own. That means it's harder to get new affordable housing developments across the finish line, and it's harder to upgrade our infrastructure. We are at a moral crossroads. We're the economic capital of the South, yet inequality is still a prevailing force in Atlanta. Too many people have their opportunities defined by which Atlanta they were born into. Too many people are still struggling to make ends meet. Too many neighborhoods have been left behind in our city's success. And so I have made it clear which path I'm on. And it's not the one where I coast through the next 4 years preparing for life after City Hall. My path is the one where we put in the work, where we develop the calluses on our hands and our feet as proof of our labor, where we do not rest until our work is done. The vision is clear. The goals are defined. And a resounding majority of the people voted to support our vision when they reelected me with more than 85% of the vote. But the national landscape has changed since I first took office. Their priorities have changed, and the support has been removed. They've abandoned the work and removed themselves from the group project. And some folks seem ready to join them. Maybe they think the job is finished. Maybe they think they did enough. Or maybe they never believed in the vision in the first place. We are indeed at a moral crossroads in our city and in our country. But let me be clear. For you to join in the celebration of Atlanta's successes, I expect you to show up for the work. Let me say it again. For you to join in the celebration of Atlanta's success, I expect you to show up for the work. And our work, oh yeah, you can clap for work. If you clap, come on. And our work begins in the neighborhoods. Last year, we officially launched the Neighborhood Reinvestment Initiative. This is a whole of government strategy to shift our public system towards a focus on residents' needs. We believe that our city is at its best when we have whole, healthy, thriving, and connected neighborhoods. This isn't new work. We've done this work for the past 4 years, but centering it under a single initiative allows us to focus our efforts and direct the whole of government towards the same North Star, to make Atlanta the best place in the country to thrive and raise every child. The points on our North Star are clear: affordable housing, investments in neighborhoods and community, investments in our youth, investments in safety through our policing and non-policing strategies, and doing it all with ethical and efficient government. The Neighborhood Reinvestment Initiative is a strategy to focus our efforts and create compounding impact for the entire city. We have started our work in several key neighborhoods and economic corridors. These neighborhoods have historically endured environmental and systemic challenges and significant disinvestment. And as a result, they are often the most impacted by violence and blight. So imagine, for a moment, 2 children born in 2 different parts of this city. One has access to fresh food, healthcare, education, green spaces, and public transportation. The other lives in a neighborhood where the closest place for them to get groceries is a dollar store. There's little access to public transit, and their rent is too high. These two children may be separated by less than 5 miles, but their lifespans can be separated on average by as much as 20 years. Last year, in our NRI neighborhoods, over 1/4 of APS students ended the year in a different school than they started the year. No one should be taking 2 buses in the Atlanta heat to get fresh groceries. Yet, 60% of residents in those neighborhoods did not have easy access to quality grocery stores. And hundreds of seniors risked displacement, and 9,000 people faced eviction. And the most daunting statistic, every year, 1,200 children were born with a life expectancy 20 years lower than it is in other parts of our city. It matters where we put our parks and hospitals. It matters where we build new transit. It matters where we spend our money. But none of this happens without focus, funding, and resources. If we are serious about righting these historic wrongs, about lifting up these communities, about moving Atlanta forward together, then we must be honest about the true scale of this challenge. Think about this. There is no hospital in Atlanta south of I-20. That's chaos, not community. Addressing these inequities will take billions of dollars in public and private investment. We've explored every resource, and we intend to use every single tool available to us. But our most powerful tool is one we already have, our tax allocation districts, or TADs. Extending our existing TADs to support the broader NRI strategy could generate more than $5 billion to support citywide investments. The momentum is here. The willpower is here. We need to capture that energy and put our TADs to work now. Now. So some people suggest that we slow things down and start from scratch. This often comes from those who have already benefited from TADs. Their neighborhoods have good schools, and their neighborhoods have good grocery stores, and their property values have already gone up. Every delay means people are missing out on vital investments. The details matter, but we cannot let the perfect be the enemy of the good. That mindset has led to inaction for far too long. The time to act is now. And so I've asked a lot of the group project. And I want to thank each of you who have contributed to this group project. You've invested your money, you've invested your time and your support. We wouldn't be this far without all of us coming together and moving in the same direction. Again, I say thank you, thank you, thank you. So where do we go from here? Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. explored this question in his final book, Where Do We Go From Here? Chaos or Community? Arguably, the biggest group project of the last 100 years was the long, hard fight of the civil rights movement. People of all creeds and colors came together to achieve the passage of the landmark Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act. And when Dr. King looked around a year later, he saw that people thought the job was finished. But poverty, inequality, and racism still persisted. The fight raged on for fair wages and decent housing and equality. So in that moment, Dr. King called for a revolution of values,
a reorientation of society away from individualism and materialism towards solidarity and a recognition of our shared humanity. Nearly 60 years later, we are unfortunately still hoping for that revolution. And individualism and materialism are being preached from the highest levels of government. The chaos of inequality persists even here in Atlanta. But we can determine our own fate. We can choose to be a community where we invest in those with the greatest need, where everyone has an opportunity to succeed, and where we recognize our shared humanity. Our mission is to fight back the chaos and fight for our community. So I know my choice. I choose Atlanta every time. I choose community. I choose the group project. But I need you. Yes, you. I need you to join us today. I need you to join us tomorrow. I need you to join us every day for the next 4 years, because every day that we wait, another parent must decide between fresh food on the table or paying the doctor. Every day we wait, another person is laid off from their job and risks eviction. And every day that we wait, more babies are born into a place where their zip code determines their life expectancy and where their neighborhood too often determines their destiny. Every neighborhood deserves safe streets, good schools, and access to public transportation. So when we call to ask for an affordable housing development in your neighborhood, we need you to say yes to the group project. And when we call to ask you to reach out to your elected official to support the resources we need you to say yes to the group project. And when we call you to expand your business into those neighborhoods, we need you to say yes to the group project. You've answered the call before, and I know you'll answer the call again, because all of Atlanta deserves the best of Atlanta. God bless you, and God bless the city of Atlanta. Thank you.
Running to the checker flag, running through the red light. 12 get me gun and won't pull over till I'm dead right. Riding till the sunrise, can't nobody.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our program. Please enjoy the remainder of your evening.
Sometimes baby steps turn out to be giant leaps. How do you know when her diaper's wet?
Listen for the squish. When life changes lead to tax changes, don't navigate it alone. Get expert guidance from the tax pros who know the way. Shrinking, now streaming on Apple TV.
Your biggest fear came true. Your beloved pet is suddenly missing. Luckily, you have Google Fi Wireless. It's fast. Because every second counts when you're chasing down leads.
Scribe is how you stop explaining the same thing over and over at work. Watch this. It'll change your life. Raise your hand if you've told your boss how to do the same thing more than once. Thought so. That's why there's Scribe. Go to scribehow.com. Click Capture, do the task once, and Scribe will create a step-by-step guide you can share automatically. You ever walk someone through a giant process and know they'll forget half of it? Scribe puts everything they need to know. Instructions, pictures, videos, all on one page. So the next time they ask, you can just send the link. I know what you're thinking. They still click the wrong thing half the time. Check this out. Scribe will literally guide them through it click by click. Warning. They're gonna think you're a genius and ask you how you did it. Just say Scribe. Scribe instantly turns any workflow into a step-by-step guide, so you never have to explain it again. Go to scribehow.com and try it for free. You don't even need a credit card.
Thank you.